This time we're going down into a cave area, and I can already tell this is going to be good. And I'm going to show you why right now, if you can see it. Welcome to Utah. This is a beautiful place. If you like rock formations, landscapes, features, things like that, this is the place. The wide angle lens really can't do it justice. It's one of those places you just have to get to. I camped last night in the Valley of the Gods. All those huge red rock outcrops. A lot of them have names, but that's what it is. You can spend a day driving through there. I've been on my feet 3 of the last 4 days, hiking the last 2 days, running myself out of water. And then there's a tiny gas station in a little town called Mexican Hat. And it's because there's a rock formation, it looks like a Mexican hat. But the only water they have is individual bottles, and that gets expensive. So there's just hardly any towns coming out this way. There's just hardly anything. I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful place. There's so much to see. Again, if you like rock formations, it's awesome. But it's way out in the middle of nowhere, and so you need to pack ahead of time. You need to plan ahead, have plenty of food and water. Camping is the best way because it's all free camping. I don't pay for anything out here. But you know, if you're gonna do hotels, and you have to figure that out, find the places with the hotels. And then of course this is a drive out here, and then a drive through it, and a drive back. I mean, it's well worth it. I highly recommend it to anybody who's doing it. I mean, just everything about Utah is about rocks and rock formations. So really, I am tired. I am worn out. I've drank most of my water, but I also realized I was about 8 miles from a petroglyph site, and if you've watched this channel, you know I like petroglyphs, so I have to get out and look at this one. So we'll see what it is. I'm thinking this one's going to be a really cool one, though. I can already tell this is going to be good just because of we're going down. We're on the top of this canyon, and this time we're going down into a cave area, and I can already tell this is going to be good. And I'm going to show you why right now, if you can see it. There's ruins right down there, completely off the map, off the grid. They're not even on Google Map. I don't know anything about them. If you can see that, that's where we're going. Very cool. So the ruins are at the end of the canyon down there. There's a big petroglyph here called the Wolfman. If you'll Google it, you can find it. And I got to this point and I thought, what do I have to do? Go all the way down there? So I came over here, and you can tell, I mean, I can see footprints. This is clearly a trail. People have been here, and I got over here and following the footprints. They're down there. And I thought, yeah, no, it's not for me. I don't have the right equipment. And I gave up, and I went back to the car. Had a little food and drink, and I thought, you know what, I have to look again. I guess that's the explorer in me. And sure enough, just over that rock, I don't know if you can see it, there's a nice flat ramp, goes all the way down. And so we're going to make it. So there it is. That rock fell, I mean, who knows how long, but this ramp here is obviously and clearly the way down into this canyon, and I'm sure that's what the ancient people used. There's no doubt about it. There could be ways further down there, but this is the most direct and obvious route. And so I probably scrambled through them same rocks, came down here exactly the way the ancient people did. And that's why I'm here. That's why I do this. I want to be where they were and do the things they did. So I think this is their route. So let's go see it. Some of the first petroglyphs I've seen along the trail. Some kind of animal. It's well worn and aged. And we're not to the bottom yet, but we're close. There's some more animals. Some symbols. Looks like a person there. Some kind of person. There's a really obvious one. Oh, here they are. Here's some good ones. But this, I'm only going to be able to get so far on this one. Look at that. That is great. These are really, really well preserved. These aren't just carved. You can tell the points are put in. You know, but this is impressive. There's even a cave up there, a little ledge. I can't get there, but maybe they did. I'm taking a chance. I have to. It's not so bad, but it could be. Maybe this is stupid, but I gotta take a look. This looks like a shark. Can you see that one? Like a shark. Okay, I gotta get... This is where they are. This canyon. Very remote. Hard to get to. But well worth it. If I can get out and show you. That wasn't so bad. This is the kind of the bottom of the canyon. It's nothing but this sandy dirt stuff and all these huge ravines dug in it from the rain. It's a pretty cool landscape, really. Now we're down into the marshland, the very lowest of the canyon. Obviously they do get a lot of water down here. It's dried up for the most part, but at the time it makes you wonder. You don't know how high the water level was. Were they able to canoe to these cliff dwellings, or did they climb them? Don't know. I know ladders have been found. Still, nice day for a walk. I just wish we had some blue sky. It's a little humid. Rained a little bit last night. Had to travel up and down that and through the jungle. It's really wet down here. And we're out. Okay, the original pictures we took were on the top there. Petroglyphs are right down there, winding through the canyon. Had to crawl through the brush there. But wow, we're here. This is some really rough work here. I mean, this is nothing like the stuff we've seen up till now. Bricks laid on top of each other with a little mud between them. This looks like it was made out of the mud. Little bricks on top, which of course could indicate different ages, but I don't know. This is some primitive work here. Somebody's found pottery or rock. More pottery. But yeah, this is basically just a mud hut. Little bit of brickwork and rocks thrown in there. Still a freestanding wall. Extended over to here, little room back behind there. Oh, here's some post holes again, so probably this side had multiple levels. And even here, there was something here at one point. So it definitely went higher, at least 2 levels. Nice room back there. Probably just a place to sleep for the night. This one's in better shape. More pottery. A lot of pottery. This is a cool little room. That may have held grain or water. I know it's been standing for 1,000 years, maybe 1,200 years, but I don't want to touch it. I don't want it falling while I'm here. Little room there. Steps up to this room. A window. Really, really cool. I mean, well worth it. And this is stuff too I've seen along the way and in other sites. Carvings, marks like this. Just straight down. That may mean something. I haven't looked into that, but I've seen quite a bit of that. And it just seems so random, but maybe there is a purpose behind it. I don't know what this is. I can't tell if it was any bigger than this, but this is the site right here. Nice cover from the rain. But this is just cool. It was a hard hike getting here, and I'm tired after 2 days of it, but this is well worth it. This is well worth it. And you can compare now from that last one, a much better brickwork. This one more than likely did have bricks on the outside, or just this stone laid up flat like that. Room there. So this is probably just eroded badly over time and probably looked a lot like that one at one point. The stone walls on the outside. This would seem to indicate this one is one of the oldest ones. So more than likely this is one of the oldest ones. Could have been built separately or together, but probably more in the 1,000 to 1,200-year-old range. We've reached the end of the trail. I can't go any further. I don't know if there's something down there. I have to view it from the top because I've reached my limit. The site's right there. My car is probably only about a half a mile that way, but I gotta go about 2 miles to get to it. But well worth it. This may have been one of the hardest hikes. A couple of those places coming down were pretty tough. I didn't have the camera on, but well worth it. I mean, just getting down here in the wild. I mean, look where that is. There's just nothing. Just nothing, nobody. Peaceful, quiet, little breeze, you can probably hear that. But well worth it. In fact, there's some petroglyphs on the wall right there. Really faded. Sort of a snake design. Little hand right there. See the hand? Nice long snake. Little one there. The sight's just right there. So it's possible this was a huge canvas, just like that other site just around the corner there. Could have been a lot more here. This definitely sun symbol right there. Well weathered. That's an old one. Very old. Of course, again, sun, wind, rain, it's exposed to all of it. Too bad. There are some more right up above the bird poop. You can see some, and I'm not sure if you can see that. There's another hand carved out, and it looks like a foot right below it. And then just to the left of that, there's another one of the big human shapes. I hope you can see it on this, because they would have had to climb somehow get up there, unless of course the rock had fallen down since then, but it's really up there. It's really high. And a little bit more right here, just outside of the house. A little more elaborate design. Looks like there were some others here that have eroded. This appears to be a recent scratch. Real close to the house. And here's the houses, and there's all the petroglyphs you just saw go all the way around to the end there. A lot more carving here. More sun symbol. Another one up there. Animal. More dots. A lot of those dots. All along this wall. Between the two structures are these holes carved out. The same technique of poking in. This, this is some pretty solid rock here. This right here appears to be evidence of an idiot. But this is definitely ancient. You can tell it's just well weathered. And I don't know how they would have done that, you know, unless it's much later with iron tools, but if all they had was stone, I don't know how. That would have been some hard work. And I've seen these on the ground before. In fact, Chaco Canyon had a couple of these on the ground that were used for maybe grinding grain or something, but these are on a wall. So I don't know what these are for. There's another handprint. Another handprint right there. The wind is picking up. I hope that doesn't sound too bad. Look, so I don't know what those are for. If anybody knows, leave a comment. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Please, people, if you visit these sites, be respectful. Don't enter them. Don't cause any damage at all. They've been standing for 1,000 years, but they are clearly falling apart. So be respectful and don't damage them in any way. Just admire them from this distance. So just don't touch them. Don't crawl inside them. I've stuck my camera inside it, but don't. Just leave them be. Let them deteriorate on their own. You see the way this rock is all red? This whole layer, this whole wall, all this red rock. Except for these areas here, what might be carvings. But definitely this area going up here to this door. And out here. And these are really, really smooth. Really smooth. I think this is evidence of hundreds of years of use, of going up in there, of wearing away that red color, smoothing down the rock. And compare it to this. See how smooth all this is here? And this is a very narrow channel coming through here. And this rock has been here for a long time. I just think that this is evidence that they passed through here. I think the ancient peoples did this. A lot of people have come through here, yeah, over the last, however long it's been since this has been discovered. A lot of tourists have come through here, but it's not something you're going to see dozens of people every day, all day. So I think this has to be hundreds of years of use. And this narrow channel is the way up and down. That's the top of the rim. And there's that ramp. And there's the petroglyphs. And there's the ancient site. I don't know. It's just my amateur theory. But I think that erosion is from them. It's the ancient peoples coming through here for hundreds of years, just like on those steps down there, the way they're carved out. That's just what I think. One last look before we go. The way down, the petroglyphs were over that way. We crossed through the shrubbery somewhere down there, and there they are. And there's that last end of the trail. this just might be the best adventure I've had. I mean, it was so remote getting to it. It made me mad not to be able to find the trail, and I went back and regrouped and figured it out, and so glad I did. It was so cool seeing all the petroglyphs, those really, really well preserved ones. And again, just the nature of this, you know, it's just so remote, and there's got to be just so many of them out here that, you know, I could spend the rest of my life looking for them and finding them. But just the way these canyons are, they're out there. So this was a good adventure. I'm glad I did it. I was tired from the last 2 days of hiking. I really didn't plan on it, but I'm so glad I did. So if you're glad I did it, leave a comment, hit the like button, subscribe, share it with somebody, and have a nice day.